Hey, y'all. I'm Bob with Fishing with the Bobber, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Fishing Tales. That's right. This series is all about us believing that everyone should have their own fishing story. And we've got a special guest tonight. You have seen him on the channel. We fished in my boat, we fished in his boat. It is the one and only Stuart got a boat. Stuart got a wife. Stuart sold the boat.
Yeah, boat's gone.
Stuart is with us. You've seen him. You know who he is. And Stuart, thank you and welcome to the Fishing Tales series.
Glad to be here. I got a story.
Yes. Yeah, I know. So, all right, just to give you a little idea what this is a series, and I think we've talked, but I've been talking about it for years, and now we're kind of finally starting to put it to action and record some videos. Hopefully, I can then edit them and get them posted. But it's a series that we believe everyone should have a fishing story, fishing tale, as you will. And we want to encourage folks. You know, everyone talks about growing the game, growing the sport, make it bigger, whatever. It's me making fishing videos isn't really going to do it because I'm not very good at catching fish. But I thought this would be a neat way to kind of grow it and encourage people to take their neighbor fishing, take neighborhood kids fishing, because I have never seen anyone grumpy when they had a fish pulling at the other end of their line.
That's a good point.
Just have it. And so this is kind of a neat deal. And with that, I'm going to kind of just throw it over to you. It could be a story of your first fish, the biggest fish, a time you went with fishing with someone special to you. The floor is yours.
Well, I appreciate you giving me the floor and giving me this opportunity to share my story. There's so many stories that come to mind, but trying to tell this one story, that's a story that'll be familiar to you. You were actually on this fishing trip. Um, Everybody ever talks about they got a spot, right? You've heard people talk about, oh yeah, you going fishing here? I got a spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, on Toledo Bend, I really do have a spot. You know the spot I'm talking about.
You do have a spot.
I do have a spot.
You're not telling everybody where this spot is, are you?
No, I'm not going to
Okay.
tell anybody where the spot is,
All right.
but
Good.
but there's definitely a spot on the lake that if I haven't fished in a year, 2 years, 6 months, or I fished yesterday, if I'm in a tournament, there's a very good chance this spot's going to get fished during that day, and there's a very good chance, as history has proven, that there will be a keeper caught off this spot. Well, me and you and a guy by the name of Hunter Martinez.
Oh yeah, okay. I know where this is going now.
We're, we're fishing this spot in the Big Bass Splash, and it was windy. It's on the main lake. I'll put it to you that way. And when 3-footers are rolling down the lake, it's all you can do to stay in one spot. And thank God for spot lock.
You had spot lock at that point, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did not. So we were in your boat.
You were in my boat. Would not have even probably tried to fish that spot if we didn't.
No.
So anyway, we're out there. We had actually gotten a couple bites, so we were kind of second guessing even trying to get there that particular day, just because of how windy it was. And we said,
really, that whole tournament.
Yeah, the whole time we were there, 3 days. Well, we got out there, we hit spot lock, and we kind of fished around. And I usually start a little bit off this deal because a lot of the area around there is good, but there is an actual stop sign where when I get there, I stop my boat, and then there's a few casts there to where you really feel comfortable that you're going to get a bite, and that's where we were at. Threw my Carolina rig out. Went just a few pulls, and what? We set the hook, and we thought we had a really big one on. Really did. Like it was windy. It comes up on a wave, and you just see it flash, and everybody's like, "That's 6-7 pounder or whatever, 5 pounder or something." We like it's going to get a check, right? We're going to leave here, and we're going to go weigh this fish in. And I'm sitting there fighting it. I had taken my boat off spot lock because I was worried about, the fish and everything. And we had started floating, trying to just fight the fish. And next thing you know, it's not moving. It had me wrapped up in a tree. And I couldn't move. Couldn't get the fish out. We're sitting there pulling on it. We've got GoPro footage of this, by the way. I don't know if you have.
No, we don't.
Huh?
We don't. We didn't hook up the GoPro.
Yeah, but I think we turned it on. I think you picked up the camera.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll have to look and see because maybe I did. But
it was on mine, but maybe I still have that memory card.
okay.
Well, anyway.
Because we didn't put it out because it was so bad.
Right, it was
the
bad.
waves. We were like
Yeah, no, the YOLO Tech stick or whatever was not on.
Right.
But I did have a camera hooked to the side of my boat right there that I do think we turned on during this whole ordeal. Well, anyway, this is a true story because 2 other people can verify. Sitting there, and Hunter's like, I'll jump in. I'm like, no, it ain't worth it. He's like, the heck it ain't. I'm going to jump in. And I said, all right, we'll do it. So he strips down to his skippies and leaves his life jacket on because it is windy, guys. And you're in standing timber. This is not safe. And it's probably not even legal to do that in this particular tournament, but didn't even go. Anyway.
Yeah.
He jumps in, finds my fishing line, tries to follow it down. It's too deep. He can't really get down there with his life jacket. Takes his life jacket off, swims down, feet go down, feet disappear, head comes up, and he's holding my fish in his hand like this.
Yeah, we're just hooting and hollering, dude.
We were like bloody murder.
Yeah, people probably thought we caught the 25-pound bass.
They did.
The way we were acting.
But the weirdest thing about this deal is he didn't come up with the fish and have a hook in its mouth. You remember?
Yeah, because
there was no anything. I was still hung up.
We're like,
had to end up breaking my pole off. And
we said, "Where's the hook?" And he's like, I don't know. It's
just swam down there, saw a fish, and grabbed it.
Yeah, and then and then you were like, "I'm still hung up." We're like, ooh.
So anyway, he jumped back in the boat. We slapped hands. It was a 3.5 or something. And did we go weigh that fish in? I don't really remember. Probably didn't even go weigh it in.
No.
Did put it in the live well for a few minutes and just kept fishing. And I think we ended up catching another fish or 2 off that spot. But we kind of went there. Probably didn't have a whole lot of time left in the tournament by the time we went.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to stay in some backwater stuff and and it's that bad thing when you do the fishing and you have a spot when you're at anywhere else and you're not catching it, in your mind you're like, man, we need to go to that spot. We need to go to the spot. We need to go to the spot.
Yeah.
And we finally made it out there. Maybe should have spent more time.
Maybe so. I don't remember if we went out there the next day or not. Just
you guys went in his boat.
Yeah, because my trim broke, remember?
Yeah.
And we went.
And I went in my boat.
Yeah.
And that went to this, not to the spot because there was some boats out there, but I went to that area and I caught some good, decent fish. Nothing to go way in. But without spot lock. And that was the problem. Like I got on a spot where I was getting some bites, but I would catch it. And by the time I'd get it in, I'd look up, I'd be 50, 60 yards from my buoy.
Yeah.
And then so I'd have to get back up there and get on the spot. And it was just, it was a mess. But no, that was an amazing moment for sure.
That's a really cool fishing tale when your buddy jumps in the lake with 3-foot rollers, takes his life jacket off. And we're not talking about in 3 foot of water. Like 6-foot tall man swims down and his feet disappear when he pops back up holding a fish in his hand. It's a pretty cool story in a tournament. The only thing that would make that story cooler is that would have been a $10,000 fish or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
But it was just a really cool story.
It's a really cool moment for sure.
Really cool moment. So, but I will say my buddy Hunter did go fish that spot in a tournament with another friend you know, he wasn't on that particular buoy, but he obviously, after we got
Right.
there and knew the area, he was not
Gave the
very far.
spot up, huh?
He
This
caught
guy.
a 6-pounder and won a big bass in the same tournament that I was fishing in, and I could see him. I saw him catch fish. It was a really cool deal. So,
Dang.
yep. And I caught 4 off that spot and lost the 5th one, and would have definitely got a check because I was probably a pound out of the money and had a 4-pounder at the boat get off. Fishing
Oh,
with my dad. It was cool. And it was another one of those days where it was really too windy to really just go run all around the lake. And if you've ever fished Toledo Bend, you know if it's blowing, you're not going very far. You better pick an area and just stay
That's right.
because you will beat everything up.
Yeah, we got another story about that. Not to lead a pin in my boat, but we'll save that for another time.
Well, so I mean, how many trips do I get on this show to share stories? Because as many hours as we
Yep, that's it. We're gonna just end it right there.
all
We're
right,
gonna
I
end it
love
with
it.
that fishing tale. But folks, it's that easy. It doesn't have to be that you caught a 25-pound world record. It doesn't have to be that you won any money in a tournament. It's about a fishing story. I mean, it was fun being in that
Something
moment.
memorable.
That's
Something
right.
memorable.
And you can share that moment with people. Maybe it's your neighbor that hasn't been fishing ever. Maybe they haven't been fishing in a long time. Maybe it's a kid that's never caught a fish. I am telling you, you will never be more happy when you see a kid catch their first fish. Guaranteed. So comment below. Maybe you could be the next guest on Fish and Tales with Fishing with the Bobber. We'll see you next time. See ya.